lot more to do, so let's get busy.
We do. So we're going to continue rounding out the cheese with a couple other great ways to serve it.
Okay.
And I'm a big fan on all of this. I'm melting the cheese some because things that are warm have a lot more flavor. And there's a huge difference between cheese that's melted or crunchy on the outside versus just eating cold cheese on a cheese platter. So at the very least, if you're gonna serve a cheese platter, let the cheese come to room temp for an hour or two. It's gonna taste a lot better.
Yeah,
okay?
a lot more flavor.
If you'll do me a favor, now this little pan insert is warm, but if you'll take that clove of garlic and just kind of rub it along in the pan there.
Is this good? Why am I doing this anyway?
That's gonna add flavor without us actually putting the garlic into our fondue base. So
nice.
Rub that in. We've got about a cup of white wine.
Or two.
This is some Fort Worth Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay.
Okay. A little bit of Kirsch, just a tiny bit. That's like a cherry liqueur. You won't really taste it. We're gonna take that up to a boil.
Okay.
And then we're gonna add in some cornstarch that we're gonna toss onto our cheese. So if you'll do me a favor, if you will mix this cheese.
Of course.
With about a tablespoon of that cornstarch.
Okay.
And meanwhile, I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna be doing for the kind of sweet version of another crostini. I've got some apples, which here in about 3 or 4 months, Henrietta's Orchard, which we went to earlier last year.
Yeah.
Got to go check out some great apples there. That's gonna go on top of some of my zucchini bread. Sweet.
Did you bake that this morning?
I had it baked for me this morning. You know, I'm not a huge baker.
Right, that's why I asked.
And I'm gonna get ready for my potatoes.
Okay.
So potatoes.
Can I ask why we mix this cornstarch with this cheese?
That's gonna help make it all creamy and come together, because if you don't have some cornstarch, you're really likely to have the cheese just kind of go into this big blob, this big mess.
Okay.
Okay, so the potatoes, I cut the little X in like we've done before. And we pop it open. Like
I heard that.
So I already cut a couple of these.
Yes.
So we're popping those open.
So cute.
Do me a favor and you'll grab that brie cheese and just start tearing off some little chunks.
And put in the potato. Okay, I follow you. Nice.
Okay, this can be done an hour ahead of time. You've got that brie cheese that's just gonna go back in the oven if you're not ready to serve it right away. So it'll melt into it.
Okay.
And
Hey, you got that bowling right there too, by the way.
Thanks, chef.
You're welcome. Okay.
This is our crispy prosciutto. So,
yes.
you know, Texas weather, if it starts to get humid and starts to get a little bit soggy, then that can go back into the oven as well.
Okay.
And these are some little snackies, so you can work on that one.
I love snacks. Oops.
That way I can make sure to get through the rest of the recipe. Okay, so I'm toasting the zucchini bread on both sides. Okay, on top of that, I'm gonna take some of the goat blue cheese. So you don't usually think about goat cheese for blue.
Oh, they love that.
Even if you don't like blue cheese.
Which I don't.
Okay, when it gets mixed in with some of the sweet from the zucchini bread and from our awesome apples.
Awesome apples coming up.
Okay, do me a favor, grab some of those pecans on that plate over there. Sprinkle some of those on if you would.
Okay.
On the floor, I guess, as well.
I got my hands full. You hand me this prosciutto, and now you're gonna put me to work and make a mess over here like this. How's that?
I'm starting to smell that.
Yeah, it stinks.
That's the blue cheese.
It stinks. It's stinky cheese.
And we'll take a little bit of time.
How much time are we gonna take?
Not enough. There's not enough left for us to finish this all
We don't have
off.
enough time. We got about 1 minute. We're gonna go to break. So now what?
Look at that, the wine's all boiling. We cooked out most of the alcohol. We've got some of our cheese.
Gosh darn it.
Turn down the heat now, otherwise it'll start to separate.
Right.
Meaning that the fat's gonna float to the top. This is where you are gonna start stirring.
Okay. I'll stir. Let me step away from this smelly cheese.
Okay, so stir in a circle 8 pattern. Don't keep stirring the same direction, because what happens then is it builds up this mound of cheese, and you keep building up a big old cheese ball rather than having some awesome fondue. And I'll continue to sprinkle a little bit more in, let it continue to thicken up.
I have something to tell you. I've never had fondue before in my whole life.
That was my favorite thing growing up.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
My mother deprived me of fondue, but we're not going to deprive you, because you're going to come right back, and we're going to show you more. Stay with us.